Hello, my name is Matt Gray, and I'd like to speak to you about decisions and consequences. Because with every decision you make, there's a consequence that you're going to have to live with. When I was in high school, I was very involved in sports, playing soccer and swimming. I also had an active social life, going to the basketball and football games, dating, dances, because I was just like every other teenager. I wanted to fit in. At that time, you only had to be 18 years old to buy beer. So it wasn't hard for me to get my friends or teammates to buy alcohol, and we'd go out drinking because I wanted to fit in with all my friends. I put myself in harm's way, and I was riding with people that were drinking, and I was drinking underage. And there were many times from when I was 16 till I turned 18, I was drinking underage and I was driving. After I turned 18, there was nothing illegal about me buying beer or going into a bar. But when I got behind the wheel of the car after drinking beer, that was illegal. I was taking a lot of risks at that time. And there were many times in my life that I was drinking and driving. After high school, I got into the car business. And by the age of 25, I was very successful. And I had a brand new apartment. I was driving a brand new car from the company. I just thought I had the world in the palm of my hands. In August of 1984, I was Salesman of the Month, and I took a Kawasaki KZ1000 motorcycle in on trade. I went over to a friend's house, and I drank a couple of beers, I smoked some pot, and I made a decision when I got back on that motorcycle not to put on my helmet. I was riding the motorcycle. I was going 25 miles an hour around a corner, and I hit the curb and flipped over the handlebars, and that's what changed my life forever. Because of that decision, the consequence that I have to live with is being in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. See, when I flipped over the handlebars, I came down and I broke my neck between the 5th and 6th cervical vertebrae. This left me a quadriplegic, and they had to fuse my neck, and I had to wear a halo brace, which screws directly into your skull in 4 spots. I had to wear that for 12 weeks, and I was on a respirator for 6 weeks because I had 3 code blues, which is a life or death situation. And I'm paralyzed from the chest down. I have limited use of my arms, and I have no finger function. So it's really difficult for me to even pick up a pen or a pencil and write my name. And it's only by the grace of God that I'm still around today, able to talk to you and tell you my story. I spent a total of 4 months in the hospital and 6 months in rehabilitation. You see, I never thought anything like this would ever happen to me. Because of my decisions, this is the consequence that I have to live with. When I was in the hospital, I was laying there thinking, my life is over. I'll never walk again. And I was 25 years old and just thought that this was the end for me. I have a loss of independence. And what I mean by that is I have to depend on somebody 7 days a week, 365 days a year since 1984 to come over and get me dressed, get me in my wheelchair, help me to wash my hair, get bathed, and then get me off and going. Now, once I'm up and in this position, I'm very independent. I can come and go as I please. But until that point, I'm constantly depending on somebody else. But I still have to depend on somebody again in the evenings to come and put me to bed. And if they don't show up, or they don't show up on time, then I just have to wait. You see, I'm either in my wheelchair or I'm in bed. One of the two places. Spinal cord and head injuries don't discriminate. They don't care if you're male or female. They don't care what kind of ethnic background you come from or what your economic status is. If you put yourself in harm's way, it can happen to you. There is life after spinal cord injuries, and how you choose to live your life is going to really make a difference. Right now, there is no cure for spinal cord injuries, and I got a second chance. So my goal is to educate people, and hopefully they will learn to think first and use their mind to protect their body. When I'm asked to speak before a group of young people, I take every opportunity I have to make an impact on their lives. Although my wheelchair is not who I am, it is a big part of my life. And when I enter an auditorium or a gymnasium, I believe it makes a strong statement before speaking my first words. I tell my story in a simple, straightforward manner. More than anything, today's youth want to hear the truth. Too many times they get bad information from their peers or self-serving information from advertising. And all too often, they filter out the parental advice as just mom and dad being mom and dad. I think I cut through that because my story is not just a story, it's real life and it's real serious.
I definitely took away, definitely don't drink and drive, and to take keys away from your friends. If you're there and you know they're gonna maybe do something later, take them and hide them.
This made me realize that every decision you make now will affect your future, and it's what you put in now is what will get in the rest of your life. So if you stay away from the bad things now, you'll have hopefully a good life. Sometimes you can't control what happens, and you just gotta reflect that anything can happen at any time and live life to the fullest.
If you think I could make a difference to the young people that you care about, I would be happy to hear from you.